I'm guessing if you clicked on this video, you are looking for some answers to heal and feel more at peace and ease in your life, and whatever you're doing right now is not completely working for you, or you wouldn't be seeking out different or new or more information. I am going to give you 3 things that you can start today that will help you get there. And let me tell you, friend, there is no instantaneous way there. No one's gonna come down and save you. No one's gonna come down and give you the golden ticket to Willy Wonka's chocolate factory and you're gonna spend one day at the spa and your life is going to be changed. No, but there are things you can start doing today that over time will cumulatively change your life. My name is Allie. I am a mom, a public school teacher, a wife, a yoga instructor living in the Midwest, making videos about mindful, slow, embodied living. What I can offer you truly and honestly are skills, but also just completely unfiltered truth about the way the world works, about the way you can begin to see how you work and how you can access peace and calm and joy and laughter and full faith in this world and a higher power, and have true, authentic health in your body, happiness in your heart. In my mid-20s, I was an anxious and depressed mess, like truly. Gained a bunch of weight, was drinking, was not happy, was resentful, had all the things that should have made me happy. A boyfriend who became my husband, my first job, a group of friends, a loving family, but still was not right in here or in here or in here. And I think a lot of what I've now been able to uncover that elicited these symptoms of anxiety and depression and inflammation and just like really negative mind, body, spirit, the whole thing, not good, were choices I was making that are actually deemed completely normal in our society. Like it sounded like I wasn't like a drug addict, like doing balls to the wall, crazy stuff. Or was I? Because I was drinking a good amount. Wouldn't be considered crazy in any way, shape, or form for American standards, but now that I look back, I'm like, holy, okay, no. Yeah, no wonder you felt like absolute trash. I mean, that whole story is maybe for another time, and actually not quite that interesting, I don't think, because I don't want to ever go back to that place. I know you don't want to be in that place if you're watching this video, and what's definitely more interesting is who I am on the other side of all of that and what I've learned from it and what I can offer. I personally believe that there is always, for just as much bad there's just as much good. And I know and I sympathize and empathize that can be really hard to pull yourself towards the good when it almost feels like selfish or impossible or like neglectful if you're not paying attention to the bad. But I would argue with you that paying attention to the bad and becoming consumed with the negativity and the fear and the anxiety is not going to then quell or calm that. It's just gonna fuel the fire. And so it's actually more productive to be able to heal what's happening over here if you can step over here and take care of your internal world and your family, your life at home, and then begin to go back and think about how we can give to situations or people or causes who are in need. Life for me now truly looks like waking up every day motivated to go to work. I fully enjoy myself when I'm at work. I am in flow state 90% of the time. I am super just always on cloud nine about my passions and my hobbies and creating and sharing and writing and making art, and it doesn't feel like a chore. I have full trust that my life will unfold in the way it's supposed to, and I will have every opportunity to share my heart and my art and my work with and my teachings with other people, and that there will be ample time for me to create and learn and grow and share. My relationship with my husband is just deepened and blossomed beyond, I think, what I would have ever imagined. My relationship with my daughter is excellent. She's 2.5 and definitely has 2.5-year-old girl energy in terms of independence and wanting to do things for herself and having the full spectrum of emotions, but I feel fully here for it. I feel completely confident and calm in the presence of her growth. Overall, I would say life feels pretty dang easy, and I definitely would attribute it 100% to the skills that I have been so lucky to fall into and learn. It sounds silly, but meditation being the God's greatest gift ever. But I think really what I've realized is that why meditation has been God's greatest gift ever to me is because I've been able to tangibly, deep knowing, embody, know God. So it just feels like the greatest gifts of my life, and I just want to teach other people how I got there. I just want to share the pragmatic skills and lifestyle choices I have made to get there, so other people can have joyous and happy and easeful lives. If you're watching this video, I'm mostly going to assume that you have your needs met when it comes to shelter, food, clothing, you have a cell phone, you have a brain, you have a heart. We're just gonna be baseline there. If you have all of those needs met, then you can definitely apply and use these skills. I would argue that even if you didn't have all those needs met, you could apply and use these skills, and they're accessible to anyone at any time. Yeah, life's just good. I feel really blessed. Yeah, no magic genie came down and gave me more money or more time or a different boss or a different stock market, a different government. This is all due to what I was able to cultivate and find in myself. So let that excite you, because you can do the same. Anyone can do the same. I've been thinking a lot about this one, and I want to say that my number one is meditation, but I'm going to change it to be something even smaller and so basic, and that is silence. If you want to start to change your life, you have to get quiet so you can hear yourself. If you're looking for an answer externally, in a friend you're sitting and talking to, in someone you're watching on a video, in a book you're reading, on TikTok, in a TV show, at a bar, you have to remove all of that. You have to get quiet. There is absolutely no other way. You need to find quiet. You need to start to begin to let your brain unwind. And when you give your brain the opportunity and your heart and your spirit the opportunity to unwind, that is when you will naturally start to find joy and truth and ease in your life. You cannot just keep adding things on, and you also cannot search for the answer in something external. The answer is always going to come from in here. You know, when I first really got to the place where I am now, and it really, the spearhead, like above everything else that has gotten me to this place, was my first pregnancy. And it was very, very challenging. My mental health was in a very, very bad place. It was so uncomfortable to sit still and to be with myself. So I don't want to claim that sitting in silence is easy. I think for a lot of us, we have not been in silence for a really long time. I went to Walmart today with my daughter, and I was shook at how many people had AirPods in. Someone was driving, they didn't see us in the parking lot, AirPods in while they're driving. Didn't listen to my mom about a lot of things, but did listen to her about not wearing damn headphones when I drive. People walking around the store, headphones in. Now I know Walmart's kind of a loud place, but I really just started to realize that I think a lot of us are constantly taking in. So I know that it's probably for many people uncomfortable to find that quiet and find that stillness. So if that feels like you, my suggestion then is to go on a walk, is to go on a walk without your phone. And that could just be a 5-minute walk around your neighborhood. I don't know what level everyone is at watching this. If you're like, girl, what are you talking about? It's gonna be hard to go for a 5-minute walk without my phone. Okay, then let's sitting in quiet meditation for 20, 40 minutes a day. But I think for a lot of people, I want to acknowledge that it was challenging, and that was definitely challenging. There was a period in my life where that was challenging for me. My number one tip is that if you want things to start to shift, you have to get quiet. You absolutely have to get quiet. So even just committing to yourself that you're gonna go on a walk for 5 minutes a day for the next 21 days. It takes 21 days, 3 weeks to make a shift, make a habit stick. And this means not listening to podcasts, not listening to music, not checking a text message, not calling your mom or your sister or your boyfriend. It means leaving your device behind and just going on a walk and being with yourself and your thoughts. Then, eventually, sitting in silence for 20 minutes twice a day. That's my number one. And if you have more questions for me about my meditation practice, I practice transcendental meditation. It's been the greatest gift to my life. It doesn't have any religious, a lot of Christians who practice. I'm Jewish, I practice. When I go to my meditation teacher's house, it is a wide breadth of people from all different walks of life, and this is a tool that is real and accessible, and I'm more than happy to share my experience, share how it works, and get you connected with someone who can teach. My number 2 is to stop drinking. Wow. So I am not a nutritionist by any means, and I am speaking from my own lived experience and from my observations of the world around me. When you drink, even if it is for a celebratory purpose, which I don't think for a lot of people it is. In America, a lot of people are drinking to ease stress, to take the edge off. And what it ultimately ends up doing is, I guess, what exactly we want it to do, which is to numb ourselves from the realities of our lives. Numbing ourselves from the reality, whether it's good, bad, neutral, is never going to bring us joy or peace in our hearts. We can only have joy and peace and ease in our hearts when we are fully present and aware and accepting of life as it is. And I know that I explained where I am at now and how I feel in disposition to my life now. I do count my blessings every single day, but I don't feel that way because I don't have any problems. I feel that way because I have cultivated the resilience inside myself to sit with all of life, the good, the bad, the ugly, and be fully here for it and be okay with it, that it's not all pretty, that it's not all perfect. I see in our society alcohol being the number one thing that beyond technology people are relying on to help them, even if they're not depressed, even if they're not like in a dark place, but to just take the edge off, as people say. It's causing more problems than it's solving. And again, if you're watching this video, I'm guessing that you're looking for another option, or you want to get more in touch with yourself. And I wholeheartedly do not believe you can do that if you are relying on substances, even in the slightest. I am not innocent from this. I went to a high school where drinking was something that the popular kids did, and I did it. I went to a college where same thing, drinking was how you celebrated and spent your time. Thereafter, especially during COVID, or thought that that's what you do in society to ease your stress, to enjoy a night out. And without getting into the details, I would never label myself as an alcoholic. I would not take that label on, because I know how serious alcohol addiction is for people, and I was never addicted to alcohol. I do think that I was using alcohol inappropriately, as I think a lot of Americans do. But I'm going to tell you, on the other side of it, I feel so healthy and energized and just good in my body. Taking things away before you decide you're going to go be me, going gung-ho, I'm gonna meditate, I'm gonna do yoga every day, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, I'm gonna do this. You have to start cutting things out, things that are dulling your experience of life, things that are addictions, that are pulling you away from the present moment, from beauty and truth and joy. And I really believe that relying on things like alcohol is a crutch for so many people. That is my number two. And maybe that's controversial, and I'm not trying to throw shade, or I'm not some all-knowing being. None of us are. That would be my second recommendation if I'm really just gonna go for it. If I'm really just gonna go for it in these videos and be 100% about what I have come to understand and know as the way. Finding silence, getting rid of reliance on substances that just take away from your health and your heart and your mind, and just ultimately end up dulling your experience of the world. So number three, I know that I'm talking a lot about healing yourself, and that we can't heal other people until we are at least beginning to work on the healing of ourselves. However, I think that as there is a trend of people, taking back their life, taking back ownership of how they spend their time and their bodies and their families, which I am 100% in and on that trend. One of the things that was blocking me from the full potential of my heart, the full accessing of God and the universe, and what's good and what's beautiful and what's true, was not listening to other people or making my experience in the present moment. Because again, I will always say that there's nothing we can do beyond the present moment, and we have to do the next right thing in the present moment. Was thinking about my own needs over someone else's who was with me in that moment. when I was able to start giving, and this is not to say neglecting yourself or being a martyr, because I don't believe in martyrdom at all either. But when I was able to start fully listening to other people and thinking about what other people needed, and also to start realizing that like the world was not revolved around me, and that other people's actions might have actually like nothing to do with me, and not actually, that's just another truth. How people react to you has nothing to do with you. It has everything to do with what's inside of them in that moment. Yeah, life just got so much better. So number 3 would be that even if it's just at home with your husband or your kids, and they're asking you for something, instead of feeling frustrated about, I'm trying to do this thing right now, and this is what I need to do for me, truly like getting on their level and looking at them and hearing them. I've been trying to, when my daughter's talking to me, like actually get down on her level, look at her in the eyes, get on the same height level as her, and fully hear what she's saying to me. It's kids at school, before I jump to conclusions or make assumptions, getting on their level, hearing what it is they have to say. And not only does this help them, but it's helped me. It's really helped me, because it's allowed me to surrender in a way in which I've begun to understand that like presence really is all we can offer. And if I'm like so obsessed with in the moment doing something that's gonna have X result later, or trying to control how that person's feeling, or even like in my head thinking, why are they feeling this way? This is how they should be feeling. Then I'm just creating more tension in my body. But if I can just breathe and be fully present with that person and actually tune out from my own narrative and tune into what they are saying to me, my body's been able to relax deeper. I felt so much more joy. I've gotten to know people better. I've been able to more deeply understand myself, because I can better understand myself in relation to others, because I can better understand other people when I listen. That is everything I have. So sitting in quiet, stop drinking, and listening to other people. And this stuff probably would have pissed me off maybe in my early 20s, hearing someone say this to me, but I'm guessing if you stayed to this point in the video, something resonated, and maybe you feel motivated or inspired, and just know that I've been there, and it's all just part of it and part of life. I do ask myself this every day. When I'm in a situation and there's 2 choices, I say, what do I want? If I spend money on this, and it's going to take money away from this. If I eat this, this is going to be the result. And you might want different things at different times. I wanted to eat Andy's ice cream the other night. No real regrets, besides the fact that I woke up at freaking, I don't even know, 3 a.m. and I felt like I had drank like a bottle of wine. That's how much the sugar affected me. I'll just leave you with that. What do you want? What do you want for yourself? What do you want for your life? What do you want for this world? And yeah, you always have the power to choose, and God and the universe has got your back. Hopefully you found something that you liked from this video. More soon.